Hi all, here is the number one key tip that you need to know when doing your glute bridge. So next time you do it, you will absolutely nail it like a pro. And that key point is when you squeeze your bum up in the air, and you'll find to place your hands down towards the floor to generate force or support your body weight, you must get a lower back arching, because that is what will really begin to emphasize your glutes and your hamstrings. So I often see people that will fall short, and therefore they don't tend to activate the glute muscles. So make sure when you push your hands down towards the floor, you're extending, or you're pushing your hips up towards the ceiling as high as you can, and that will create the tension and the strengthening load that you need to get when doing your glute bridge exercise. Okay, who's this for? This is for all levels. So if you're just what I call a day-to-day person, I can't begin to emphasize the need to strengthen up your glutes and your core, and especially if you suffer with any kind of pain in sort of the lower back, around the base of your spine, or any kind of disc issue, whether that's like a herniated or bulging disc, or any kind of sort of nervy type pain. Strengthening up your hips and glutes is crucial, because they're muscles that really do take a huge amount of load and really are there to stabilize the body, along with a stronger core as well. So what can happen is our glutes, our hips and our core are particularly weak, therefore the structures in our spine have to overwork, alignment's lost, generally due to our poor kind of posture, and that's why we can end up with problems with discs and in general just sort of lower back pain. So really key just to spend some time in the week, a couple of times a week, doing an exercise like the glute bridge, to make sure that you've got nice strong hips and core. And of course, if you do any kind of running or any kind of sport, stronger hips and glutes are the foundation. Okay, so what happens is we tend to do the sports, but we don't have the strength to tolerate the load, which is generally a high impact workout, and then we can end up with problems like a bursitis in the hip, maybe some tendonitis around sort of Achilles or into the knee. And generally what happens is, because we don't have the strength in our glutes and in our core, other areas again have to compensate. They pick up the load of the weakness that we've got in the glutes and the core, and then boom, we get some form of overuse injury, or we get a muscle strain. So really key that we all spend some time trying to make sure that we strengthen our glutes and our hips. Then we just have one key teaching point around the position of your feet. So you can see the distance from heel to bum, I would say, is round about perfect here. You may see videos of people with their feet up on chairs or up on boxes, or the distance from heel to bum is further apart, but for most people the distance here in the video is about perfect. If you want to go onto the heels, you can do, but flat feet works really well too. And that is your glute bridge. Remember, keep on squeezing your bum up as high as you can. I do hope it helps, of course. Take care and catch up soon. Cheers, bye.